Ortho, surgery,
You've got to
we're just going to get on, do this.
not scare and get you all sorted, all right?
John? John? Do you remember where you are?
King's College Hospital, London.
Thank God.
A major trauma centre.
Hit the curb, jackknifed onto the verge.
Have we got a good pulse? Have we got an output, you know?
One of the busiest A&E departments in the world.
He will probably scream, but he won't remember.
No, stop! Ah!
A place where love,
Come on, sir.
Let's go.
Up you go.
No.
Yeah.
life,
There you go.
I love you.
I love you too.
and loss
It's all right.
unfold every single day.
Don't cry. And we'll make sure Mummy stays with you. Well, listen.
Right, who's not busy? Squeeze that.
We can't give up on her, come on. We've got to be strong for Mum, if it is the last bit. Hey.
All the patients you're about to see were treated in one department.
Well done.
In just one 24-hour period.
I never cease to be amazed at the robustness of human beings.
I love you.
And the strength of their relationships. Love, it's a reflex. It's what you do. For many of the families, despite the devastation that they may be facing, they give unconditional love.
Do you want a cup of tea or anything? Are you waiting to be seen? Yeah. Do you want me to help carry something?
Rugby? What exactly happened?
I was tackled.
Tackled. So you were the ball carrier.
Yeah, but I was going through two guys at the same time and they went down.
Looks like your kneecap's come up sideways, hasn't it? Are you all right looking at that?
Of all the patients who arrive in A&E, 14% fit into one category. Young men.
Do you remember about the family tree and where I said the family are from? Well, Dad's parents and Mum's parents, so that's 4 grandparents, and they're all from different places. And I tell you already, but you just forget. You just hear it and you just think, yeah, you've gone out your head already as soon as I tell you, innit? You gotta remember it, it's important. You don't think it's important?
This is Nicholas Baldon. He's 26 years old. He had one punch to the face, and we don't believe he was knocked out, but ever since then his mouth has been locked open. Apparently this side is fractured, that side's dislocated, there's bone inside his mouth. I've had to suction him about 5 or 6 times because his mouth just keeps filling up with blood on the way. He hasn't been able to speak, obviously, at all.
Okay.
26-year-old Nicholas has been punched in the face in a random attack.
Right. Should we call you Nick or Nicholas? Whatever. Just pop your head back, just make yourself comfortable there. That's it, that's it. I know we're not going to strain this too much. I will take that suction there for you.
So when do you think boys become men?
40. And then they regress shortly afterwards. I'm approaching 50. That's next February. And I like to think that I can do the same things now than I could previously. But I mean, you know, if you go out and you have a few drinks with your mate, it becomes harder to recover the next day. You like to think that you can run, you can ride as long and as hard as you did before, but that's not the case. Look at that there. Is that tooth or bone?
Looks probably a bit like bone, actually.
Yeah, exactly. It is bone. It's rubbing on your tooth, rubbing on your tongue there, Nick, yeah. Try and close yourself together there, Nick, if you can. I don't suppose you can. Okay, and that goes with the fact that you can't close that there. Nick, I know it's really dry there, but can you say ah? Oh. Excellent. Should have been a singer. There we are, okay. So it was just the one blow? And were they standing in front of you? Yeah. Never injured your face at all in the past? A couple of times. Any breaks? Yeah? Jaw? Oh, any treatment? No, no plates or...
It's okay.
Sorry?
It's okay. Dislocation.
Okay. All right. No any fractures of your cheekbone? With Nicholas's injury, it was unusual to have a fracture as well as a dislocation at the same time. So it's a pattern that most people wouldn't have seen before, and I haven't seen one for many years. Nick, I'm just going to feel very gently, okay, along the low border of your jaw here. And what I'm feeling for is the fact that this is all intact here and here, and that's what runs. But when we get to the angle here, yeah, okay. There are many patients who have a dislocation acutely on the rugby field, for instance, or sporting, which can be put back quite simply. But the longer it's out, the more difficult it is to get back in because of the spasm that the muscles go into.
All right. Do you want to know details of what we're going to do, or should we just crack on and do it?
Just do it. 33-year-old Simon dislocated his kneecap 3 hours ago.
Right, puffing on the gas and air again. Okay, nice deep slow breaths and try and hold it. Okay, all right, hold fire. It's well done. Keep breathing. We might need to give him more drugs again.
Nick, I haven't seen any radiographs, x-rays at the moment, all right? But given the degree of the fact you can't close your mouth together there, obviously you fractured it on here, and that's where you were hit. It's going to be difficult for you to rinse your mouth, and the blood will be a bit dried there because you can't get your lips together. And if you can't get your lips together, guess what? You can't swallow. So that's why it's impossible to do that. All right. So keep going with the suction and whatever, and we'll get the X-rays and we'll get you treated as quick as we can. All right. Good.
All right, Simon, this drug, it doesn't have a set dose. Everybody responds differently to it. So we give it little by little till we find the right dose for you, all right? Your job, very simply, is just to keep your eyes open, and then when we reach the right dose, your eyes will close, without whatever happens. So that tells us it's good to go, all right? So you'll just relax, nice deep slow breaths on that, keep your eyes open as long as you can, all right?
Simon is given fentanyl, a strong painkiller like morphine.
Might be feeling a little bit lightheaded. Some people say this drug's like 2 or 3 neat shots back to back, and you feel a little bit woozy, a little bit out of it. Okay, Simon, open your eyes again, my friend. Simon, can you open your eyes for me? Okay, one more time. Matt, one more. I'm sure how much you jumped last time, so let's get nice and deep. Straight head back, Simon. Okay, Simon, can you open your eyes for me? Okay, right, just here we go. He's going to shout a bit again, but there's nothing we can do about that.
Oh, for fuck's sake! No! No, stop! Oh!
We're in.
Hold down.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Right, so come back round this way, that's all right. So your sheet will be a bit wet, I'm afraid, where we've done the plaster. Are you comfortable, or do you want another blanket under there?
I'm actually comfortable.
You're comfortable, okay.
feel like a vampire. Messy one. Is it still painful, or is the stuff helping? Yeah, really painful.
So how's it going at the college, football-wise?
Football?
Yeah, the last match. How did you guys get on?
Lost 3-0.
3-0? Your team lose kind of often.
That's the manager. He made 7 subs.
7 subs in one game?
17-year-old Terrell has come in with a damaged big toe, and his father, Adrian.
He's going through that period in time in his life where he's been a bit independent, and it's the hardest thing. You say to your kids, "Hey, how's your day been?" "Fine." You know, "What you been doing?" "Football." Then you're like, okay. You know, so every parent goes through this. It's not just me. So you just think, you know, how else can you interact with them? And the funny thing is, yeah, when I started this family tree, I didn't even know my grandparents' names. I didn't know what their names were. I just called them Mama and Papa. You know what Granddad's name is?
Yeah, I know his name.
You should do. What about your great-granddad? What about Nan's dad? You know what his name is?
No, I forgot.
How can you not know? You see, that's what I'm saying. I never had a relationship with dad. I never knew him because my dad died when I was 7. And it's not until I actually became a father that I realized, wow, this is the impact a father can have. You know my mom's name. You know my dad's name. What about Nan's dad's name?
Nah.
Possible. But you know all the teams in the Premiership. You know all the teams in the Barcelona League.
I don't know.
Yeah,
all
yes, you
of
do. And you know, yeah, and you know all the players in Barcelona or Spain, what team what country they're from. Yeah, you do. But if I ask you where your family are from, you ain't got a clue. How does that make any sense? So all the players in the Premiership, you know what country they're from, yeah?
Yeah, most of them.
Exactly. So you know your team's history, but then if I say to you, all right, then where are you from? You'll be like, I don't know.
So tell me about your parents. Are they doctors?
No. My father is 96. He left school at the age of 13 to work in a brickyard to support the family. My mother left school at 14 and was a shop assistant. So I was the first person in my family who went to university, or in fact, for that matter, did an A-level.
Rob is the clinical director of King's major trauma centre. He's also a world-renowned specialist in facial injuries.
When we're treating facial trauma, it's very much the person. You can injure your arm, your leg, and obviously undergo life-saving surgery. But if you injure a face, that patient expects that face to look exactly the same afterwards than they did before. It's us. It's what we are. It's what defines us.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no, that's your tooth.
Nicholas was assaulted in a random attack 6 hours ago. Since then, he's been unable to close his mouth.
I'm sorry, Baba. I don't like seeing you like this.
He's come in with his long-term girlfriend, Holly.
I hate fights. I hate fights in general. I hate it when it's someone I love.
Don't worry, I'm going to be here with you. Okay? Not going anywhere.
I don't understand it. I just don't understand why you would fight. I don't understand why you would want to get to the point where it has to result into that anyway. Either walk away or like, these people are just not right in the head that they go about looking for fights, because it's like a macho thing, I guess. So I don't approve of it.
So Toppy, you're okay?
He's definitely not like the fighting type. When I first met him, for sure he was a boy. Like, he was kind of like hyperactive. The amount of times he hit his head when I first met him, and I don't mean like knocking the head, like proper like wanged into a wall or a ceiling or something, like some of these slanted ceilings. It was just like, to the point that everybody feels awkward because it must have hurt like hell. Sometimes I feel like a little bit like a mum. I'm like, can you slow down, don't run, or are you gonna hurt yourself? That sounds really terrible to describe your boyfriend as you're his mum, but it's the way it is.
Now, if we look carefully on his right side, what's that? And what's that? So what's he got? He's got a dislocation. That's why he can't go over now, because he's dislocated on the right hand side. You can see he's sort of, now this will be good, there you go. What a shot. Hi.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's all right, Nick. Just to say, had a look at your scans now. You've only got one break, which is on the left angle of your jaw. Why it's propped open like this is the joint here is dislocated. So if you look on me, you can see how it moves there. When you've been hit, not only have you got a very nasty fracture on this left angle, but this one here has actually popped it and a joint. That's why you're propped open. We'll get you fixed today. How long? Well, we'll get your fracture done today, all being well, and chances are you'll be going home tomorrow. All right? Now I'm just going to try something very gently, because it might just make you feel a little bit more comfortable in the meanwhile. It's going to be a unilateral segment, so I'm just going to see, because I'm just thinking while he's here, we'll just see if we can make this a little bit more comfortable for you. I don't want to give him any sedation or anything like that. If that pops back relatively easily, which it might, it's going to be a lot more comfortable for him in terms of where he is at the moment. Nick, just pop your head back for us. That's it. Okay, now just bear with me. Just here. Okay. There. How about that then? Better? Close your lips together. You can swallow now. Does that feel easier? Oh yeah. yeah, transoral and buccal. What we do need is...
I felt relieved from the moment he stepped in the room, because it looked like the man in charge, and then he just came to me in a couple seconds. He just put a finger on my teeth and then like locked it, like, I don't know exactly what it did, but it went cluck cluck and it was all sorted in a couple seconds with like a magic thumb, and it all went back where it should be. Well, from that moment I knew that I was in good hands.
Do you remember when you became a man?
There is a time in your life which is unspoken. And I think that between... sorry. When the responsibilities change from your parents to you. And I think looking back visibly, I remember standing at the side of my father's car and he gave me the car keys. And something in that unspoken act said that that was that transition. And my father is now 96. He was a fit man until very recently, he now gets about with the aid of a wheelchair, and his memory has gone. And I think that passage of right, if you like, it's the start of something. And now is the time to give back.
Is she on a beta blocker? Do we know what medication she's on?
Any medications?
Nothing. How old is she? 78?
78.
So but she's recently diagnosed with a blood clot. Confirm. You don't know.
78-year-old Amway has been brought to King's by her 26-year-old grandson, Ho. He's training to be an architect. Every day, he cycles 10 miles to visit her in Peckham. Today, he found her collapsed in her flat.
It was a shock when I found my grandma. She always has refused to go to a doctor. I think that's one of the things in our culture we preferably do not want to know if we're sick. We rather, knuckle down and live through the pain of it. It was quite a horrific moment because I'd never seen her so fragile before. She came over here roughly around about 1970s during the Vietnam War. During my childhood, my mum and dad, they worked in the restaurant business in Chinatown and they worked very late hours. So I never got a chance to spend time with my mum and dad. The person I call, the person I cry on is my grandma. Yeah, she's a mum figure. She didn't speak my English, but the words that she did know, fuck off, get out, how much, cheaper, and, ideally if she ever gets lost, where is Peckham? Because I've been brought up in the UK, we shy away at asking something to be cheaper or freebies. But you bring grandma along, they knock off a few quid. I think that's a skill that I probably never develop over my lifetime.
We've got quite cold hands. Does she want another blanket, do you think? No? Comfy. So I've got very warm hands.
Sorry, when was the last time you gave the Clexane, the injection?
Yesterday.
Okay. Yesterday, hello?
You don't spend your time normally in hospitals, do you?
No.
A lot of people think that if they come to hospital, they're only ever going to go out feet first. Especially the older generation, that hospitals mean death, and so people are afraid to come into the hospital setting. But disasters happen. I'll never forget one time when a baby had died in the emergency department. This was when I was working as a radiographer, and the mother was screaming her head off, and she was running up and down resus, running up and down, just hysterical, and her little baby had died. And I came along with my little X-ray machine, and I said to one of the nurses, "Isn't anyone going to, go and talk to the mum?" They said, "No, we just leave her. She doesn't want to be touched." And I thought, that's amazing. She couldn't be touched, she didn't want to be touched, she just needed to scream her head off. She needed to release that grief there and then. I know the smell, the sight, the sound. I know it. And it's familiar to me. So when I saw the granny, I could look and see and know that she was not long for this world.
Oh, man.
17-year-old Tyrell has damaged his big toe playing football.
Crazy. You kick the ball like that, they might have to take the toenail off. Huh? They could, you know what they're gonna do? They're gonna freeze your toe, your big toe.
They're gonna freeze it.
They freeze your big toe, or they gotta take it off. Not freeze the whole toe, but I think they do something where they freeze the nail. I'm not sure. But it's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt.
Are you with someone or are you by yourself?
Yeah, Dad.
Come round this way. Tell me what happened.
I was playing football. I had the ball. I went past the player, then he stamped on my foot.
A player stood on it.
Yeah.
How much do you play football?
Right, every day.
Well, yeah. I think it's better we take the nail off. All right?
Do that now?
Yeah.
Are you ready?
Okay.
Yeah, he's becoming a man. He's experiencing pain, you know? Learn to deal with it. He's squeamish, you know what I mean? He's like that.
You okay, boss? I know you can feel me pulling.
Yeah.
Weird
there shouldn't
feeling,
be any
isn't it?
pain.
It's gone off. It's gone.
There's still got the roots.
There's no nail there. Nothing there.
I'll show you.
You know, and I'll still say I love you. It's saying to him, regardless how big you are, I still love you. You know, so.
Does he tell you?
No. No, he doesn't. He doesn't tell me. Do you remember about the family tree and where I said the family are from?
Nah.
You gotta remember it, it's important. You don't think it's important?
You've got all these wires going everywhere. Where are you going?
I thought check.
You want to go home?
So I thought you were going to do a checkup.
Just lie back for me, okay? Just lie back.
Doctors suspect 78-year-old Amway is bleeding internally. They are investigating the cause.
I'm just going to tell him to look at her eyes. Sorry. Can you show me your tongue? Show me your tongue. How to squeeze both my fingers? Just squeeze? Squeeze? Squeeze as hard as you can. Good. And this side as well? Squeeze? How to pull me towards her. Pull me towards her. I'm sorry, I know this is all tiresome. Pull me in. That's it. Okay. That's great. Sorry, I know it's the last thing she wants to do right now. So, I mean, a lot of the A&E doctors have seen and the surgeons have seen, and they think there's probably a bleed in the upper GI tract. So somewhere in the stomach,
or a bit lower down. Now what we're going to do is we're going to give her blood to make her hemoglobin go up essentially, and they've given her a map as well, so that's the next step. So we'll give her lots of medication to if there is any bleeding, that the clot forms. Okay, thank you. I'll see you a bit later on, okay?
手仲好凍喎，我個手真冰凍。
Hands actually explains a lot about the person's lifetime and what they've been through, and I have pretty, boyish, girly hands, unfortunately, but my grandma has very strong masculine hands, and you could tell that she worked hard, back in Vietnam. She was usually working in either factories or in the fields, and the wages didn't really pay, to support her children. So at times she did tell that she used to take stuff from the factory or from the fields as extra portions for the kids during that time to survive. But my grandma would probably want to go back for only one reason: to have dog meat again. It sounds weird, but my grandma said if I want to go back to Vietnam, I want to have dog meat. And we did raise a dog when they were younger, and eventually when food supply was over, Dad got a chop. Don't be shocked. Come on, that's the way of life. She is a very tough lady. She's like Margaret Thatcher. She ruled iron fist.
咩事啊，婆？仲好渴係咪？
When she starts to become old and fragile, and you realise that she's getting quite vulnerable, I think that's the difficult part about it. And you want to provide back. She cooked, she did all the washing, all the dishes, everything, maintenance, cleaning the house. She was pretty much a superwoman. She looked after me always. And so I felt I had the responsibility to go and look after her.
Bây giờ碼頭啦，婆。休息啦。阿孫都冇嘢做，冇女朋友，冇工做，都冇錢，想點啊？阿婆有女朋友喂，佢個睇幾時食飯？
I feel like out of everyone here, I'm the most dramatic looking. Tomorrow morning I'll be coming ice skating with my class.
I can't come tomorrow. I can't.
See how you feel.
I'm not saying that I won't feel like it. I'm saying, how can I go there to a beginner's class, like with all the other beginners learning to skate, so excited, and then, oh yeah, I did this on the ice last night.
Like you say, just pop your hat on, no one will move.
I might wash my coat first as well.
Yeah, do that. Well, now they get like... Was that what I thought it was?
These things are sent to challenge us.
cold.
Yeah, still wants a drink.
What about another coffee? All right, I'll remember the sugar this time. All right, I'll go and get that for you.
Since arriving at A&E, 78-year-old Amway has been given a blood transfusion. Further tests are being done to find the cause of her collapse.
我車你背啊，婆，我要翻嚟行落落翻架車，落車翻嚟落啦。
咁啊，
舒服啲啊？仲肚痛係咪？
啊，隻晚死都係死咗，啊，我跌到嗰隻翅膀，幾耐冇生得。
食驚個婆。
啱啊，幾耐啦，婆婆甩醒床水。
唔使驚個婆，我喺呢度嚇。
係啊，係啊，
I think with every elderly person, there's this mysterious factor about them. You see this sort of ideal image of your grandma when you're younger, and then when she have a few drinks, it's like, you know, a completely different person. She would mix all her drinks. She had brandy, she had red wine, white wine, a lager, beer, you know, shots, and she would mix them all in one drink and, you know, drink that, fall asleep, wake up and re-drink that again. I think drinking always numbs the pain, and I think by the time my granddad passed away, she was very upset, very alone, and it was quite sudden. No one really got a chance to say goodbye, and it was very upsetting for the family, and especially for my grandma. We did tell her that, you know, her drink will probably eventually kill her, and she said it's worth it, so it made her happy.
仲叫有你等咩啊？
你 check 你個心臟有咩問題啊？依家冇事嘅，冇可能下次有事嘅。嚇？因為你屙血就流出嚟嘛。
係屙血都
有啊，婆，有好多血添啊。
係咩？
係啊，你屙屎嘅時候屙到好多血出嚟啊！你賴屎嘅時候啊，真係好令人驚啊！有血有屎添啊！而家你救護員而家睇緊你啦，醫生嚇，我幫睇嘅。
This could be the end of my skating career.
No. You'll be fine. You'll be fine.
I'll be fine. I'll be fine. Anyway, tell me what it looked like. Did it look bad?
Do you want me to draw a picture? It was like you kind of like. Do you really want to?
Can you see my bone?
Well, no, because it was all bloody. But no, I don't think so. Didn't look that bad.
Okay, draw it.
So. Oh look, it's even a red pen. Appropriate. So
that's my face. That just looks like my eyebrow. It's fine.
No, but it's like heart. It's kind of like here, and it just looks like you've torn it.
Tearing sounds like it's going to look uglier when it fixes.
Well, it'll be nice and swollen, so if you fall on it again, it'll cushion it.
Yay!
Is fall from ice?
Yes. I was only on the ice for 5 minutes.
Only on for 5 minutes?
Yeah.
friend to have a look, to inspect it.
Beautiful.
Thank you very much.
Have you ever been a patient?
Yes, I have. I've had a life-threatening condition. I had cancer, breast cancer 12 years ago, and that gave me a really huge scare. Because I'm also a qualified mammographer, so I knew after I felt a lump, and then I went for the x-rays, and then they took a bit longer, and then they had to do another view, and I thought, oh no, these are my colleagues, well, they're being so slow, something's wrong. And then when I went in to see the doctor and the x-rays were up, I saw the cancer myself, and I went, oh shit. I didn't want to die. Other times in my life I thought, oh God, sod this, I don't want to live anymore. I think we all do. I think we all have huge dips as well, when tragedy strikes. But when you're in a really, really good place, and that could be taken away from you, that made me understand how precious life was. And that's also what I see in the roles that I've done within the health service, is that sense of life is precious. Life is really precious.
Last year, she lost a lot of weight. It was that she couldn't, she wouldn't eat. She couldn't. Every time she ate, the food just seemed to come back up again. So we thought, well, maybe it's something wrong with her, but we never knew how severe it would be. So it was shocked when they diagnosed her with cancer. We all got very angry. I think anger for the fact that no one picked it up earlier, or anger the fact that we didn't ask her to go to hospital, or anger the fact that none of us could do anything about, providing her, a cure, and that was the toughest part. You always believe that your grandma's so strong-willed that she will make it through. My grandma taught me it's like family will always be first. If I ever have my own children, that's what I'll pass on to them. What drives me is the fact that how strong-willed she was. She put more physical effort into doing things, and that thought spurs me on to do well and, not moan as much. I always miss her. She made me the man who I am today. Oriental people have a lot of kids is so that one day 1 or 2 of them might do well in society. When I told her about being an architect, she was very pleased, and I think near the end of her life she said that when I'm going to start building her a house, and I think that was another goal for me, and I think that was one of the things that drove me on to become an architect. I think she would be very happy right now.
Adult male trauma. We have got food red patient.
You're thinking what will kill him first?
You got a pulse on the groin? No? Have we got a good pulse anywhere else?
For some reason, the blood is not running through.
When you do that job every day and you realise how short your life can be, literally nothing's taken for granted.
Thank you.